Hello everybody and welcome to another great episode of What's Cooking with Chef Marc. Please push the subscribe button so you can continue to see this beautiful stuff that I'm bringing you, all the food and all the recipes from Italy. Today, spaghetti carbonara with Chef Joel. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let's get started with this beautiful spaghetti carbonara. Actually, this spaghetti is a cousin of the real spaghetti. There's so many different versions of it, but this is a Bucatini. Has a nice hole in it. We make them fresh right here. So Joel, when you buy dry, it's a little bit too long for me, but when you buy dry Bucatini at the store, and you know, you've done it, we've all done it, and you at home, you know that when you spin it on your fork and try to eat it, it slaps you in the face. It doesn't get soft enough, but it's cooked perfectly, but you can't grab it. And that's kind of fun with the Bucatini, but this one is fresh. We make it every day, and so it's still soft and fresh, so it's gonna cook a little different than you're used to. But are we gonna make the perfect carbonara? Joel's gonna help me because I'm just waiting for this water to boil, which is about to happen, so we can cook the Bucatini, but we also have eggs from
the beautiful Ahern Hotel eggs. We just beautifully made some pasta with this the other day, and then we got these amazing eggs, beautiful color on the inside, amazing flavor.
We have an orchard, we have chickens, and we get our own eggs. How's that sound? So that's really cool. We'll go into that later. We also cure, we make our own pasta. We have our own orchard to raise our own chicken eggs, and then we have these beautiful ingredients that I also like to make. We also cure and make our own pancetta. We don't make the round one because I like to leave it like this because we use it like bacon here. So this is an example of taking this beautiful piece of pork belly from a Duroc pork belly. Just look again how beautiful this beautiful pancetta came. This is my own. So Italian bacon or pancetta. And this is a wonderful dish from Rome, Italy. And here's the story about this dish as he's cutting this up. And I'm waiting for that pasta water to boil. In Rome, the coal miners used to like to do the carbonara because it was easy to have dry cured meat on horseback or on carriage or however they drove around back then. And then they would have eggs, they'd have chicken, they could boil water, they had pasta. So this became something a lot of coal miners used to use, and they'd get coal dust on top of the pasta because sometimes they had all over their face or their hands or their clothes. So it became the carbonara, and the chefs, when they took it over, they called it carbonara because of carbon, which is, you know, typical because there's so much cracked pepper on this dish after you're ready to eat it that looked like the coal that the coal miners got on the pasta. So spaghetti of coal miner, whatever you want to call it, we call it carbonara over here, and we make it the way they do in Italy, not the way they do in restaurants that put cream. I'm sorry, but that's not right. So here we go. We have the beautiful pancetta. Now you're going to make the egg. He's going to take egg. Now we're going to do 2 eggs. It depends on how much pasta you have. This is enough for 2 people to have dinner. This is about 6-7 ounces of pasta. So he put 1 egg in now. This beautiful egg from our orchard, and he's gonna do another one, and now this is the big secret that you need to watch closely here. Easy, but it needs to be done right. He's gonna pour some cheese in here while I mix it up. Might make a little noise, but that's how cooking is. You gotta make noise and you gotta create heat. Here comes the cheese, and I'm gonna mix it up right now until it becomes so thick you can almost grab it like a ball. A ball of egg cheese.
How's that look, Chef? A little more?
A little more, a little more. I want it a little thicker. A little more, a little more. Okay, one more time. And there you go. Now I want to season it a little bit, even though this is sheep's milk cheese. This is Romano cheese that I put through the grinder upstairs. But I also brought some beautiful aged nutty Parmesan. So sheep's milk Romano, a little bit more briny, you could say, big in flavor, younger, a whiter cheese, and then a little bit more on the yellow side. And it depends on what the cows are eating at what time of year. Springtime, there's a lot of yellow flowers, and this looks yellow, so that could mean that this Parmesan came from the Valley of Parma in the spring, when the mucca, you call cows, are actually eating the flowers, the yellow flowers, like sunflower. So let's grab that, and actually if you can grate a little bit of that in there while I drop the pasta, because it's ready now. First thing you want to do with your pasta is make it taste good, because your pasta isn't going to taste good if the water tastes like water. So we're going to add some flavor, so I'm going to do about 2-3 tablespoons of beautiful salt. Nice salt in that water, and that's going to get in there, and now it's going to even help it boil more. And Joel's gonna grate some fresh Parmesan. The difference now in the Parmesan from Italy is gonna be that's a cow, as we talked about earlier. And that's different than the cheese that we used earlier. It has more of a nutty flavor. So it's gonna bring that. Some people wanna put nutmeg. This is already there. The mucca are eating whatever is out there during this time of year. And in the wintertime, the cheese is more soft. In the summertime, it's more firm because of the weather outside. That's beautiful, Joel. So now he has the combination of Romano and Parmesan. And look at that. Now that's the 2 eggs. And I used the egg white, the egg yolk. I didn't take anything out. It's all there. Now we're gonna mix in a little cracked pepper, because that's the name of the dish, the carbonara, a little touch of salt, and my own secret, and I like to share this with you, is a little white wine or red wine. We're gonna use red wine vinegar. Just like, oh boy, that was a couple of drops. Just, it wakes things up. It's gonna wake the flavor up. Let's drop the pasta. Beautiful. And we're gonna start cooking the pancetta because we want it to get crispy. So that goes in a pan right here with a little blended oil. We don't need to season that at all. We don't need to do anything, just move it around. I like pancetta, Joel. What about you?
Especially this pancetta. This pancetta's got such amazing flavor. You can see this is pork belly. A lot of times, you know.
So do you think you see the pancetta in there, and you see the amount of pasta? Don't you think we deserve a little more of this beautiful stuff here?
Oh, of course.
Let's put a little more.
The more the better.
Let's put a little more pancetta because we're gonna cook this up. It's gonna shrink a little bit, and it's also gonna get a little bit crispy, actually quite crispy. And you'll see what happens, because now it's breaking down all those flavors and all that time it's been, and grabbing those aromatic things that we do to it, and aging process. Just like, it's not as strong as bacon, but it's a lot much better in flavor, especially for this dish here. So we're almost there. Joel's gonna add a little more to that. Plenty of pancetta now.
Now we got a good amount of pancetta.
And that fat's gonna melt and create the flavor. And then when this pasta is done, which is gonna be about 1 minute, 1.5 minutes.
So Chef, you said most people when they make carbonara here in America, they use cream. Obviously, that's not what we do ever. So
No.
What makes the sauce for this pasta? What makes it so good?
As you're gonna see soon, once I crisp up this pancetta, and you see how it's getting more, all that fat is melting into that. And believe me, that's the flavor. So what happens is, you created the sauce right here. This combined with a little pasta water and the flavor of that pancetta melting into the pan is what makes the sauce look creamy, but it's more of a golden cream because it's egg yolks and cheese together melted all over that and sucked into the pasta with that crispy bacony pancetta that you're gonna get, and all that cracked pepper and a little bit of cheese on top. You'll be in cheese heaven just like we're gonna be in a few minutes. I'm starting to get a little funny here, because I anticipate the flavor to be really, really awesome.
This has got to be one of my all-time favorite pastas. I absolutely love it.
Honestly, I don't even make the carbonara at my restaurant, because if I'm not over the stove doing it, or Joel, you know, or my brother, it's not going to be perfect, and it takes some perfection and time. But I will make it for you if you come to see me at Chef Marc's Trattoria, because we have a pretty big kitchen up there. All right, so this looks like it's almost ready. I'm gonna lower the gas down. You wanna crisp it up, but you don't wanna burn it. So I'm just gonna, this is a very powerful heater, and I'm gonna lower it down and check my pasta. You have a pair of tongs over there, Joel? And watch how we bring this dish together. This is a pretty tricky thing. You don't wanna cook this egg. You wanna incorporate it slowly. That's why we're gonna temper it correctly, and I'll show you how. So the pasta's about, let's see where we're at here, because this is a new dye for me. So this bucatini, as you can see, is still, it's bending, but it still has a little bit of a bite to it. I'm gonna let it cook another 10 seconds. We'll pull it out, and here's the trick. When you want your pasta to grab all the flavor, and like some people top pasta with sauce. No. In Italy, they incorporate the pasta into the sauce, and they make it all one, and that's tricky, but it takes a little bit of time. So now I have the perfect cooked crispiness that I'm looking for on the pancetta. That's done. I can shut this right off for a while. Take it off the heat, because it's hot, and you don't need it to burn. Now the pasta's gonna go in there. The first thing I do is I take the pasta out of the water, and I want to grab some of that water with me, because it's going to help create my sauce.
What I love about the bucatini is you saw that hole going through the middle of the bucatini. So when we cook the sauce with the bucatini, all that beautiful flavor is going to suck up right in the middle of that. Every single bite of pasta is going to taste even better than the last one.
This is so good. Okay, so now we've heated up the pasta right in the olive oil, the pancetta oil, the beautiful flavors that took time to develop when we curing this meat. And you can see that now the pasta is actually soaking up, like Joel said, on the outside and on the inside, all that juice that was in that pan. So now what do? It's just about the right temperature, because you don't want this to go in there when it's very, very hot. So you move that around, and I'll slowly incorporate this into it. And here we go. And he's just gonna move it around, and now we're gonna create our sauce. What I like to do too is take some of that salted water that I used earlier and just put a little bit, like a couple tablespoons. And that's gonna help the lubrication. Now here's more egg.
You can see that sauce starting to come together already.
Yep, here, I'll move this out of your way for you, Joe. You get right in the center here so everybody can see it at home. And now we're gonna, I'm at this 2 eggs. Look how much it made. It made like all this beautiful, thick, cheesy egg yolk and egg whites. Now we're about there. It's gonna be really saucy, by the way. So keep moving it. There you go. You can bring it back to the heat if you want. I'll put that on. You need any heat? You need pasta water. We're gonna switch places over here because Joel's got the whole thing in his hands and I don't want to take it away from him. And what we're gonna do now is, I already put some pepper on the plate. I like to do that once in a while because this cracked pepper that we did earlier, we put it in a coffee grinder. It's gonna make a beautiful, I want the plate to taste good too. So I'm gonna touch it with a little bit of sea salt and then I'm gonna put a little bit of the grated cheese on it because now my plate is seasoned for what's about to come. And how's that look, Joe?
Carbonara look great.
Oh, great, but here's the one thing we need. We need the carbon, we need the pepper, so let's really get plentiful on that. And this has such a beautiful flavor because we just did this a few minutes ago. So now you can see this is a spaghetti carbonara from Rome, Italy. And I'm really excited. Let's put more cracked pepper.
You have a beautiful, nice, creamy sauce. You don't want to cook it too much.
Now you see that? It looks like cream, right? That's what you see in some of these American restaurants or these chain restaurants. This is not any cream. Give me a little more pasta water, just a touch. This is gonna be so different and so Roman. Even in Rome, you may not get it this good. Believe me, I've been to a lot of places in Rome. So now we have this. Okay, Joel, I think we're ready. Look at that, look at that. Wow, look at that cream.
Oh man, absolutely.
You ready to plate?
Yeah, let's do it.
I even have a rubber spatula here so I can help you get all that goodness out.
Look at those nice,
this is how you do it.
Beautiful noodles right there.
Oh man, this is how you do it. Look at that. That's the perfect portion. See, he had 2 perfect portions. Now he's going to double it up for you.
We're going to make one nice big portion.
But you had 2, maybe 3. I think we need a big New York strip steak after this, huh?
That's right.
Let's go to Chef Marc's Trattoria Steakhouse and see what they got over there.
Get all that goodness
Oh,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah. Here you go.
All right.
So here you go. We're going to get all of it over. And all that is, it looks like a cream sauce, but there's absolutely no cream. As you saw, we used eggs, the whole egg. And now we'll put more pepper. And a little more zest of cheese.
And if that doesn't make you hungry, I don't know what will.
And if you like cheese like I like cheese, and we all like cheese, then we'll see you soon. Chef Marc's Trattoria, come see me for a beautiful, perfect, and enjoy making your own perfect carbonara. This is Roman, but Roman's not here today, is he? So this is a Roman spaghetti dish, and this is Joel and Chef Marc signing out.
Ciao.